lay down. Lay down. Yes. Sitting out here tonight at my property, between the ponds, a little campfire going, and felt the need to put something on to film. And I'm not really sure why that is, but it's the urge that I felt. This place, the 60 acres that I love so much, I have owned it for 9 years now. I'm the steward of this beautiful piece of woods for that long. And that time is coming to an end. This is the thing that I tried hardest to hold on to during the divorce. But despite all my best efforts, it's just not going to happen. Land is up for sale now, and it's going to stay that way until it sells. I tried a lot of things to get value out of it, to buy out my ex-wife, and just nothing worked. And so I'm sitting here reflecting on this place and what it's meant to me, and reflecting on the fact that this is, in a lot of ways, a final closing of a chapter of my life that's been the last 15 years. And while that's bittersweet, it also means that a new chapter is starting. And I am excited to see what that is. So this place, we found it after a lot of searching for the perfect place to build a home, to raise kids, to live outside the city. 60 acres of rolling hills and woods, and it's a place where I am at peace. I come out here, I feel closer to God. I can feel my blood pressure drop, my anxiety drop away. And it's a place that's been filled with both memories and dreams. There's a home site cleared up on the hill where I plan to build my timber frame house. I've got plans for it and everything. Little dreams, I wanted to put a little cabin down here by the ponds, go find a retired fire watch tower somewhere, and assemble it up on a hill back here and sit up in the treetops. And just lots of memories with my kids, with Charlie here and the dogs before him. A lot of time spent out here. And as this chapter closes, as this place goes away, whether that's next week or in a few months, but it'll happen. And I think that's going to be okay. It's certainly sad, and I will very much miss this place. I'm going to miss having a place to get away to that's mine, nobody else around, outside of town. But doors closing and opening, and chapters ending and beginning. I have put everything I could have into saving this place. There's nothing I didn't try, no stone I didn't turn over. And in a way, the fact that I did that and it didn't work out brings me more comfort. I think that because I'm a stubborn, willful person who wants to fix everything, and I think that at times God lets me wear myself out to show me that He is in charge, that He does have a plan, and I need to just sit back and accept that. So in situations like this, where I've done everything that I could and it didn't change anything, it gives me more confidence that God does have that plan, and it is going to be good and better than what I could imagine. And I can be at peace with that. And that's where I'm at with this. That's where I'm at here. I will be sad, but I am at peace. And I'm excited to see what that next chapter brings now. I mean, this place, for all that I've loved it, was a dream from the past. And there will be another piece of land. There will be another place in the woods. I'm confident in that. But it'll be new dreams in a new place with new people. maybe right around here still, but I'm excited to see what that next chapter brings. The stories, the people, the places. After a season of tearing down and getting rid of all the things that weren't working in life, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to a season of building up, of new things, of discovery. And I think it's going to be a really good thing. So this is a goodbye to this place, but it's not the end of hopes and dreams. There's room now for new ones. And I can't wait to figure out what that looks like. I've spent a lot of time in the Psalms, specifically David's Psalms, in the past couple of years. There's a way that David writes Psalms that speaks to me. That time that he spent in the wilderness, where he had been given God's promise that he was going to be a king, but he was living in caves and hungry and often very alone. The Psalms that he wrote in that time and about that time speak to me. I love the way that he communicates with God, the way that he is raw and bears his soul with God and doesn't hold back with when he's frustrated or hurting or wondering where God is. He's not disrespectful towards God, but he's open and honest, and God can see what's in our hearts. So I don't know what we're doing when we try to hide that. So I really value, especially the Psalms of David and what it shows me about talking to God. And there's bits and pieces that tend to stand out to me. Psalm 27:13. I am certain that I will see the Lord's goodness in the land of the living. Wait for the Lord. Be strong, and let your heart be courageous. Wait for the Lord. And that waiting, that knowing that God's promise is there and he will fulfill it, has been absolutely vital to me. And so that's what I do. I know that there is a next chapter. I know that there is hope, that God is doing great things in my life now and will continue to do great things. That while there will be other seasons of pain, there's always the sun on the other side of the storm. And that's hope. That's faith. That's everything. Storms will come. I mean, I've been through, over the past 2 years, the hardest storm of my life. And letting go of this place is in many ways the final piece of that. But God is with us through those storms. He is the life preserver that we cling to. And when the clouds part and the sun shines back through, he's there with us then too. There's was a man named by the name of George MacDonald who lived in the 1800s. He was an author, a minister, and a poet. He was an inspiration for a lot of people you know. C.S. Lewis and Tolkien, notably among them. And he wrote a lot of things. He wrote children's books. He wrote sermons, which are deep and challenging. And he wrote poetry. And I got a book of his poetry recently. He wrote a little bit of poetry every day for a year. And I'm working my way through it a little bit at a time. And as I sit here on October 4th, I'm looking at 3 days here, the 3rd through the 5th. And I was reading it while I was sitting out here tonight thinking about what I wanted to say. And it struck me, and it seemed to fit the situation, so I wanted to read it. I have not knowledge, wisdom, insight, thought, nor understanding fit to justify thee in thy work, O perfect. Thou hast brought me up to this, and lo, what thou hast wrought. I cannot call it good, but I can cry. O enemy, the Maker hath not done. One day thou shalt behold, and from the sight wilt run. The faith I will aside is easily bent, but of thy love, my God, one glimpse alone can make me absolutely confident, with faith, hope, joy, and love responsive blent. My soul then, in the vision mighty grown, its Father and its fate securely known, falls on thy bosom with exultant moan. Thou workest perfectly, and if it seem Some things are not so well, 'tis but because they are too loving deep, too lofty wise, for me, poor child, to understand their laws. My highest wisdom half is but a dream. My love runs helpless like a falling stream. Thy good embraces ill, and lo, its illness dies. The whole thing seemed fitting to me, and beautiful and poignant. But the part that really struck me was, Thou workest perfectly, and if it seems some things are not so well, 'tis but because they are too loving deep, too lofty wise, for me, poor child, to understand their laws. And that's a message that I hold on to, that I don't always understand. In fact, I rarely do what God's plan is for my life or where it leads. But all I need to do is to keep doing the things He tells me I should, to live in love. And He's going to take care of the rest. I don't need to understand nor comprehend His plans. They are far beyond me. But His will be done. And in that I can take comfort. And in that, I look forward to the next place, the next dreams, the building of new memories, new relationships, and everything wonderful that's going to come with that. And it's in that hope and in that trust that I find peace as the page turns to a new chapter. And at the end of this, I am thankful, very thankful, for the 9 years that the Lord blessed me with this place. This place of majestic beauty and peace and tranquility, quiet and space, that I got to be the steward of this land for 9 years is an absolute blessing. Amen.